Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. I want to discuss a movie that is out in the theaters as we speak, and the movie is called Me Before You. Quick synopsis of the film: there's a gentleman by the name of Will who is a playboy, handsome, leads the life of a playboy, becomes injured, paralyzed, somewhat like me. He falls in love with his caregiver and a beautiful girl who is somewhat timid and Will decides that living the life of a disabled individual is too tough to bear. And spoiler alert for folks who haven't seen the film and want to, so I'll give you a moment to stop the video. Okay. Will decides in assisted suicide. Now, I am not one to judge people who feel assisted suicide is their only option. I have seen and known people who are in excruciating pain, absolutely their disease, their situation, their quality of life is zero. I'm talking people who are in a coma for and will be for the rest of their life, to, again, folks that are just absolutely beyond anything that they can enjoy, including just the sun on their face. Here's where the movie goes wrong, because again, I don't want to judge anyone. In the movie, Will says something along the lines of, I know this could be a good life, but I'm not the sort of man who can accept this. This is not for me. And he is portrayed to be this strong, uncompromising, another word for strong that I just can't think of, determined individual who is going to commit assisted suicide. So what does that say about the rest of us who decide to live with a disability and go through the issues that you have to go through to live with a disability? The worst one I can think of is 90% of the secondary issues that come along with disabilities are prevented through good health care and social care that the rest of us are struggling to get. So he's strong and we're weak. I have never heard something, portrayed something, seen something that is such bullshit. And this film is based on a book, fictional, as it says. I did not read the book. I did see the film. So I'm commenting only on the film. I don't know how close the book is to the film. But in a world where people with disabilities are isolated and alone and don't want to be, they portray this man who is, again, ironically the name Will, so strong and so uncompromising and just says this could be a life, but it's just not a good life, but it's not for me. I'm someone who can never accept this. That I remember from the film. It is such a mistake of gigantic proportions of the people who starred in the film, quite frankly, because I think you have some responsibility as an actor for what you choose to portray. No one is holding a gun to your head to make a film. Of course, they don't use a disabled individual, and while Will is abled in some of the film, able-bodied, and then disabled with all the technology out there, I'm sure there's a way to make a disabled individual appear, look, have the storyline to show him able-bodied, him or her at some point, and then go to the real individual fully who is a disabled individual. That would be a great way to get people who have disabilities work, which is one of the hardest things people with disabilities deal with, finding work. Again, because they have to live, many folks have to live isolated lives because they don't have the resources that they need to get out there. And I've been injured 22 years. I have a foundation that helps individuals get what they need. I wish it was bigger. We have fundraisers that are within our community, and we do what we can. I've lived with a disability. I have also lived able-bodied. I'm 43. Again, I've had a spinal cord injury for 22 years. I'm paralyzed from the shoulders down. I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I am not a wealthy individual. I fight every day to keep the benefits that I have so I can stay independent and not live in some nursing home and live in my home. This film was so insulting and so the opposite of what it could have been. They very simply could have put in another disabled individual in there and in a wheelchair, showing Will that there is another side to being disabled that can be a happy, wonderful, fulfilling life. You're looking at one. And I've met thousands of people, whether face-to-face or via the internet or Facebook and all the other social medias. Also a social media I've started myself, a social network, I've started myself for individuals that are disabled because they, again, can lead a isolated life, not by choice. AbleSocialNetwork.com. Check it out. It's there for people who are disabled and the families who love and care for them. And again, 90% of the people who are disabled are out there fighting to get what they need so they don't lead an isolating life. This film could have done so much for people who are disabled in a society where the increments of showing what a disabled person goes through and goes through to have a thriving, not just surviving, a thriving, beautiful life. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And this man is portrayed as a strong, uncompromising individual. Bad job. So to all of you that are out there that are disabled, I wrote an article, video, false hope is, well, false. That was the title of the article. And false hope is false. Hope is out there for you regardless of what situation you are in, to have a happy, wonderful, beautiful life. I wouldn't change my life of who the people I know, the people in it, all the experiences, even the challenging ones that have been put my way, and the triumphs that have been put my way for anything in the world. And everybody who is disabled can live that kind of life. So the name of the film, Me Before You. Don't even bother wasting your time watching it. And the people who make it need to take a serious look at what they are portraying in society that, again, leaves so little room for any type of positive discussion for individuals that are disabled and what their life is really like and how strong you have to be to continually work to lead a wonderful life. So to all of you out there that are doing all of that, keep doing it. To those of you who have lost hope or have been told your hope is false, it's not. Get out there, reach out. There are people who care. Go to ablesocialnetwork.com. There are people there, myself included, that are looking for individuals that feel and think and want to live a life that consists of all the things that we all want to be happy. And it doesn't matter that you're disabled. You can have that as well. And my belief through my experience of all the people I have met, that 99.9% of the individuals who are disabled think that way and want that type of life. So again, to the filmmakers out there, before another film is made regarding disability and the choices that you have when you are disabled, think twice. Thank you for watching, and I wish you a great day.